Hi, millionaires. Welcome to episode 11 of Suddenly Still Podcast. On today's episode, we're going to discuss the grass is sometimes greener. One cliche statement that I feel like is always circulating around is the grass ain't always greener on the other side. And this comes to play in every aspect of our lives, whether we're trying to change jobs, whether we're trying to step into a new industry, whether we're trying to leave a marriage or a relationship, whether you're trying to do something that you have not yet done. I feel like people automatically say the grass ain't always greener on the other side. See, I don't really believe that because even though it's not always greener, it could be greener. For example, you could get a better job and that job is far better than the one you have now. Yes, you have a manager that sucks, but at the same time, your next manager may not. Or they may be worse. You'll never know unless you try. And then that opportunity might not ever come or present itself again. So now you're left with, yeah, the grass may not be greener, but it could have been. You could have been on a new job in a new position. You could have been in a new industry. For example, when people are in one industry and they want to venture off to another, the one thing they always say is the grass ain't always greener. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what it took for them to get there. You're right. But I will never experience that if I don't take that risk. So I do feel like even when it comes down to relationships, everyone always says the grass is not always greener. I do sometimes feel that the grass it might be greener. Like when you look over, somebody else's grass could be greener or that grass over there is greener. However, the downside to that is the grass may have brown spots. Your grass may not be as green, but it has some brown spots, but at least you are aware of what those brown spots are. When you go to that greener grass, you don't know why those spots on that greener grass is brown. So now, are you going to risk trying to go to the greener grass to figure out if the grass is greener and if it's worth it, or are the brown spots over there worth you having to water over there? Or would you much rather stay where your grass may not be as green, but you at least know the brown spots and why they are brown? If you're following me. At the same time, you could go over to that green grass, and the reason why why that greener grass is a little brown is because of weeds. But why your grass may be not as green, but you have those brown spots, and your brown spots may be because of termites and turmoil. But you will never know unless you either try or not. But that's totally up to you. Don't allow people or the grass is greener to allow you to be complacent in a place that you're no longer supposed to be in. See, that season may be up, but you're holding on to the grass may not be greener on the other side instead of the grass could be. You holding on to that complacency of where you are, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a job, whether it's in anything that you're in, whether you're trying to shift entrepreneurship and businesses or lanes. The grass could be greener, but you'll never know. And guess what? Most of the time, the 9 times out of 10, if your grass have brown spots and you've been watering it for a very long time, and those brown spots are continuously brown, then I promise you, you may not be able to fix that grass. But then you might be able to go to new grass and new territory and be able to set the foundation. Or matter of fact, you can either resod your grass or go start some new grass over there. But either way, don't stay complacent with the if or the maybe not. The fear of failure will be the reason that will be the thing that hinders you from growth in any and everything. Sometimes seasons come and go because we're still there in fall and it's now spring. And instead of pushing our time clocks up, we left our time clocks back because we felt like we just like for it to get dark a little later. But no, it was supposed to get dark a little sooner. You were supposed to push it up because it's now spring. So we have to learn how to go with the seasons that God try to push us in. When we start getting uncomfortable, when we're starting to feel like we're unwanted, when we're starting to feel like we're in a place of we don't want to be here. God will shake things up, I'm telling you, and you'll be holding on to the grass ain't green on the other side while that grass is greener on the other side. It just has brown spots. You either going to go over there and figure out why those spots are brown and whether you want to water those, or you're going to realize why you're going to understand and appreciate and accept that your grass might not be that green, but those brown spots you are aware of and you know what to do. So you're going to water your grass. It's either go over there and figure out why the grass is where the grass is greener and figure out why those brown spots are brown, or water your grass. But that's up to you. Don't allow the fear of failure of people to project their fears onto you and your plans. If you're ready to go, go. If you're ready to jump, jump. If you're ready to leap, leap. Leap into what your purpose is supposed to be. Fulfill that. Don't allow complacency of what may not be, or the fear of failure or fear, or the projection of others projecting how they're feeling on you. Don't allow that to keep you complacent in a place that you're supposed to be elevated from. The grass may not be greener on the other side, but it also may be greener on the other side. And 9 times out of 10, the grass is greener. The grass do be greener. It just has brown spots just like yours. So it's not whether the grass is greener or not. It's whether the imperfections of that grass is worth your time or not, or whether you want to perfect the imperfection of your grass because you know why they're imperfect. You don't know why that greener grass is imperfect. Because just because it's greener don't mean that it's perfect. That's another thing. It's not about perfect, it's about worth it. So is greener grass what you're going for? Because greener grass could be greener with bigger brown spots. Your grass might be not as green, but your brown spots are this little. While the grass that is greener, the brown spots are this big. Now you got bigger fish to fry. Or your brown spots is this big, the greener brown spots is that big, and you don't have as many problems over there. But that don't allow fear to be the reason why. Because see, I'm okay with staying in my grass. Because see, I love my grass. But see, this section of my grass got to be cut off because I want a cement block there now. I don't want that grass no more. I don't care if it's green or if it's not green. I want a cement slab there. I want a lanai now. See, we're talking metaphorically. See, this is for the property people that know property and real estate and home ownership and stuff. See, I don't want that green grass right there no more. I like this grass right here because it does have some brown spots and some weeds, but I'll pull them out and I'll continue to water this grass and put seeds and plant them in this grass. But that grass over there, I don't want that grass. So I'm going to let that grass go. See, I'm okay with that part of my life. Where the parts where I, like, okay, God, you want me to perfect these areas right here and continue to nurture these areas, I nurture those. But you told me to let that part go, so I'll let that part go instead of just jumping over there to the greener grass. Not because I care that the grass is greener. It's just I'm okay with my dull grass. I'm okay with my dull grass. And not only that, I'm still content here. I'm fine here. Wherever that is, I'm good here. Now, I might not be able to save all this grass, but at least the parts of the grass that I'm going to save, I know what to do with those. But if God say go buy a new house, all this grass is not going to matter. I'm going to have to worry about it. And I promise you, a new house grass be green. It be greener than the grass you already got. I promise you, people ain't barely walked on it. They just put the side out there. I promise you the grass be greener. But with new grass comes new problems. So you just have to weigh out the benefits. You have to weigh out the pros, the cons. You have to weigh. See, I don't feel like I ever put time really into anything, because even when it comes down to people, like I've met people that I've met 3 years ago that I love and cherish and just feel the love and loyalty reciprocated versus people I've met 10 and 20 years ago. People I have in my life that I've had all of my life is sometimes a little less loyal than those that I met last year. I have people that show me more love and support that I've met 3-4 years ago than I have had in the last 20 years. Then on the flip side, I have people that's been in my life 20 plus years that they don't even compare to someone I met yesterday or someone I met last year or 2-3 years ago. Everything and everybody has a purpose in your life. Everything has a season in your life. You have to know how to either grow with the seasons and change with the seasons and let go of some things and some people that are not meant to go with you in that next season, or continue to hold on to baggage and carry baggage and loads into every season that you go in. And every time you get higher and higher, the baggage gets heavier and heavier. Because you were so worried about the color of the grass and not the contents of the grass. Come on now. You were so worried about whether the grass was greener and not whether the sod was properly laid. You didn't care about the soil, the foundation of the grass. You cared about the color. See, it's always what we see on the naked eye. You can't be seeing stuff always at face value. You got to go dig a little deeper. Yeah, the grass sometimes is greener. So let's get over the grass and the color. Let's go about the contents of the grass. That grass got brown spots. Did you see that? You were so worried about the color of the grass that you couldn't see the contents of the grass. Now the grass might be greener over there, but the brown spots are bigger over there. And your grass might be a little dull, but like I said, the grass over here you already know about. You know why your grass got brown spots over here. So you have to understand that it's not about what's at face value. It's about what's within. It's sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to get a deeper meaning, to make a decision. And I promise you, some decisions are so tough you don't want to make them. Who wants to cut off their friends and family? Who wants to cut off people that they love? Who wants to leave a job that they know is secure for a business that's uncertain? Who wants to take risks with the money that they have in a bank account that won't really grow in a bank account, but it won't grow unless you invest it into something that you might lose in? Everything comes with risk. But the risk is either reward or loss. And you'll never know which way unless you do it. It's the risk of reward or the risk of never ever knowing or never ever experiencing or losing time waiting and basking in a space, in a place that you have outgrown. That's kind of like putting on shoes that you can't fit no more. If your feet are too big for those shoes, don't put them on because they're going to hurt. You have outgrown people. You have outgrown places that you shouldn't even be around. You have outgrown things that you shouldn't do no more. But instead of continuously moving forward and releasing yourself and relieving yourself of those duties and people and obligations, you continue to hold on and you wonder why things are not going according to plan, because the plans you had are not the plans that are meant for your life. God knows the plans he has for you, the plans to prosper you, not harm you, and give you hope for a future. You can't even get that hope. You don't have hope because you don't barely have faith. You don't have faith in what you can be. You don't have faith in what God can do. You don't have faith in where you will go, the places that you will go, the things that you will see if you just believe. But you don't even believe in God nor yourself. So how do you expect others to see that? So while you're worrying about the color of the grass, you need to worry about what was within that. You need to look a little deeper. You need to dig a little deeper. Open up your mind to change. Be open to change. Be open to receive either constructive criticism, backlash. People didn't like Jesus Christ, and he gave life and all of that. You can't worry about what people gonna like, what people gonna think. Yeah, a little. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I always tell people, like, I care to an extent. I'm not gonna ever fully say I don't really truly at all care what people think, because I won't even operate in a certain way because I have a reputation and not just an image, but I have a business and a brand. So I can't just do certain things. Certain things can't be addressed publicly. Some things I just won't do because it just assassinates my character and it's just not me. But at the same time, when it's time to make a decision that I don't want to make, I have to pray about it. God, okay, I know, okay, I'm starting to feel rocky here, or this person's starting to try me. What is it that you want me to do here? So that I can know, so that I know that decisions that I'm making, you are pushing me to make, and it's not from my own flesh and just my own desires or pride, or I'm not being arrogant or hateful or anything like that. I'm trying to make sure I'm making a proper decision that you want me to make. So we have to learn that it's not about the color of the grass. Whether the grass is greener or not is not really the true value of the grass. You can have some super green grass that is artificial. I know y'all see those patio covers, those carpets, those rollouts of artificial grass. That grass is very green, but it's fake. The grass is fake. So it's not about whether the grass is greener or not, because I promise you, fake grass is greener than real grass. And I promise you, you can step on that fake grass. You can do whatever you want to that fake grass, and it's going to continue to look like grass. But let you step on some real soil. Let you put your car on somebody's lawn. Let you roll your tire on somebody's grass. It's going to die. See, real and fake here. like I said, it's deeper than the surface. Everybody always focusing on the statement, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. But that's not what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on the contents of the grass, the foundation of the grass, the soil that's being planted, the soil that the seeds are being planted in. We need to focus on that. When we focus on that, then we can decide whether we want to make that move or not. When we look at that greener grass, when we look at the brown spots over there versus the brown spots over here, is it worth it? Is it worth the risk? Is it worth that to me? And if it is, take it. Don't stay, because guess what? In the end of the day, you will never know the risk or the reward unless you take that risk initially and see if it's gonna be a loss or not. It's gonna be a gain or a loss. It's gonna be a gain, a loss, or a lesson. But either way it go, seek God before you do things. I always tell people, like, I don't worry about if the grass is greener, because the grass do be greener over there. I look at the brown spots over there and the brown spots over here, and I determine and I decipher, is it worth it? Because then I also know that if I do go over there to that greener grass, I have the opportunity to lose. But I also have the opportunity to gain, and I won't know whether I'm going to gain or lose until I take that risk or until I take that chance. And if I feel like that chance is what I need to get either the risk or the reward, if it's valuable to me, then it's valuable to me. Nobody around me can help me make a decision but me and God. Like, I don't let people project their failures on me. I had someone when I used to work at a call center back in 2016, when I quit my first job in January 5th, 2017. But during that time in 2016, I was doing hair, and I remember I started selling hair at that time, and I started having clients, and I was telling my friend about all the plans that I had of selling hair and doing hair, and how I just wanted to be a celebrity stylist and all of this kind of stuff. And she stopped talking to me. I ended up quitting the job. I didn't have no backup job. Everybody was like, you got another job, etc. And I'm like, no, I don't have another job. I'm just leaping out on faith. I'm taking a leap of faith. And my friend stopped talking to me. And when I tell you, that was one of my closest friends. Like, we worked together. We spent time outside of work together and all kinds of stuff. And I loved her, and she stopped talking to me. And I never understood why she stopped talking to me. Like, she used to come over. We used to have like little business meetings. I used to be telling her about everything that I did. And then I quit. I quit without a backup plan because I felt like I trusted God enough. And when I tell you, life was really good. I was like 21. I don't remember like exactly like if I was 21 or 22 at that time that I quit, but it was like I just remember like saying like, dang, like, and I remember like finding out that she ended up starting selling hair and all kinds of stuff. And I don't know like how it went, ultimately, or if she still does it today or not. But I do remember like, I'm like, dang, like, what did you do? Like, take all of my ideas and just look down on me because I decided to take that risk? Did you look down on me because I decided to see if the grass was greener on the other side? And it was green. I just didn't know the brown spots over there. It was very green. I made way more money working for myself and selling hair and doing hair. I ended up getting a beauty bar and all that kind of stuff than I was making at our call center. But then things got slow, and I didn't really know how to manage during the slow seasons because I didn't understand business fully. So yeah, those brown spots I were not prepared for. However, had I not taken the risk on that green grass, I wouldn't be here where I am today. See, I understood business because I failed at that time, and I knew I did get a job again because I ended up getting pregnant. And I remember I had to get a job by the end of 2017, and all my entrepreneurship dreams were put on hold. I still was doing hair and selling hair and all that kind of stuff. It just wasn't enough for me to sustain the lifestyle that I had. But overall, and I was working overnight, and I was pregnant and all this stuff, and it's like I knew when I created the millionaire table and all that kind of stuff, I learned from that experience. So then when I took the risk again on the greener grass, I was able to succeed. I was able to water the green grass. I was able to get through the dry seasons and the droughts and the times where the rain didn't rain and the times where the sun barely shined and all the times where my grass was almost dead, but I had to revive it over and over again. I knew how to do that because I failed the last time I didn't fail, sorry. I didn't fail the last time, but the last time when the grass was greener and I took that risk and that leap and I realized that those brown spots I was not able to handle and I could not fix. I had to go back to my comfortable grass. I had to go back to my not so green green grass. But again, another opportunity came, which was the millionaire table. It was greener grass as well. It was new territory. I never had ever fixed nobody's credit before. I had never knew about credit, and of course, I thought I was gonna be a celebrity hairstylist. This was not my lane, but I took another leap on some new green grass, and that green grass was greener, and I made thousands of dollars. I made my salaries in a month time, and I remember when droughts came this time, and the seasons came this time, and I knew how to manage money this time. I knew I didn't want to fail this time. I knew I didn't want to go back to that not so green grass and go back to corporate America. So I knew I had to do what I had to do, and I was able to do that because it was within me to do so. Because if I had never took a step on that first green grass, and I had never realized that the grass could have been greener because I was scared of the brown spot. See, I didn't let the brown spot scare me. I just knew I couldn't handle it. So I backed up from it because I knew what I couldn't handle. That season was up. I didn't know that God was going to take me to another place. See, celebrity hairstylist, I was gonna have to work and work manual labor for the rest of my days until I got tired of doing that. But I have a team now, and I'm fully running a successful business with the Millionaire Table almost 4 years now. I never lasted this long in entrepreneurship, if I'm quite honest, because not only do my bills change, my expenses change, my liabilities change, and my lifestyle change. Everything changes, and I could not always ever keep up, but I'm able to now because I know what I'm doing. If I had never ever took that leap the first time, I wouldn't know how to appreciate or do what I need to do to make sure this grass right here stays alive. My task is not whether it's green or not, because sometimes it's not green. Sometimes it's less green. Sometimes the brown spots are far bigger, and them spots are bigger, and majority of the grass is brown than it is green. However, I know how to nurse that brown grass back to life because of that first time at that last house when the grass was greener. And I didn't see, this is why I said we got to dig deeper. But there's other times where I didn't take that leap. And it wasn't meant for me to go see if the grass was greener. Because, see, it's not about the green grass. It's not about the color. It's about the contents of the grass, the foundation, all of that. It's about all of that. So I just hope that I just hope that this episode was able to resonate with someone, whomever this message was for, that you should not focus on the color of the grass, but focus on the contents of the grass. Understand that with every risk comes either a reward or a loss. And whether you are able to see that reward or loss, you'll never know unless you take that leap. So you have to understand when it's time and when it's meant to go, go. And sometimes it's not meant for you to find out. So don't. But either way, don't allow people and their complacency and their fear of failure or what they project on you. Don't let that stop you because they don't believe, but you do. It's not everybody's vision. The vision was given to the visionaire, which was you. Your job is to fulfill that. Everybody won't see the vision, but stick to the plan. Stick to the plans that God have for you, and pray that your plans align with the ones that He have for you. Because in the end of the day, our plans don't always align with God's plans. But once we are on one accord, everything will line up, and it will line up according to His will and His way. We just have to learn how to adapt to His will and His way so that we're not off of track. But like I said, I really, really appreciate you guys. Make sure that you are following me on all platforms at Star Ericka. There is a new episode of Suddenly Still Podcast every Tuesday at 6 p.m. We are coming up to the season finale of Suddenly Still Podcast. I believe I have about a good 3 to 4 more episodes in me before I close out season 1 of Suddenly Still Podcast so that I can push and I can help other people navigate life's challenges. I truly feel like my stillbirth experience pushed me to a different place and helped me I had to be forced to heal certain areas of myself that I had not healed from. And I was able to learn how to adapt and heal and change with the seasons and understand how to navigate those challenging times versus ignoring them and pushing them to the back burner. I feel like because of my traumatic experience, I got a new purpose to fulfill, and I'm going to do that. And we're going to navigate life changes together. So make sure that you tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST for Suddenly Still Podcast on all platforms: YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and all other major platforms. You can definitely follow me again at Star Ericka on all platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Suddenly Still Podcast on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in, millionaires. Have a great one.